You know, it's kind of weird doing these every single day because, like, oh god, it's weird because I kind of like lose it. Like, um, so I just yesterday's was a Persona video. Yeah, it feels like I just did a Dark Souls video, which is weird because they just keep coming one after another. It's not bad or anything. I'm just saying it's like a weird thing to go through. It's like it doesn't feel like there's been a jump, if you will. It doesn't feel like there's been a day in between my last Dark Souls video. Which is weird, because I record these on the day I upload them, since I haven't had time to record them ahead of schedule. Jesus Christ, calm down. This one dude's trying to solo me. And he almost did it as well! Goddamn. Oh, wait a minute. There you are. Bad doggy. I need to find out a way to kill the dog in my story. Or the wolf. I do need to include the wolf more. I plan to, when I go back through and editing my chapters, I plan to add more stuff about where the wolf is. Because currently in the story, the last time we saw him was when my main character sent him off to go stay by someone's house. And that was like 30, 40 pages away. It was when he came out of the hospital, and that was ages ago. So I really need to change up a few things to make it to find out where I need to put him. The reason I need said dog to die is because well, for one, I do plan to give the main character a pet, a partner of some description. So that means I need to get rid of his current pet, which is the wolf. And I also need to get rid of it because adding in that wolf adds in just a lot more to the description of just each scene that it's in. Like, I need to make sure that it's well known where the dog is, what it's doing, because it's not like a person. It's not going to stand there and just listen to someone for ages. It's going to be moving around, going to be going back and forth, unless it's told to, like, sit down or something. So I do need to get rid of the wolf. Once I make use of it, of course. I'm not just going to have the main character tame it and then just not make use of the wolf at all. So I need to... crap, that's going to... yeah. I need to make the wolf useful and then kill him off. Which I'm not too happy about, but at the same time, he will have a pet in the future. He'll have two, specifically. One of them will be a lot more in the open than the other one. The other one's basically like a trap card, if you will. Someone gets too close or they they get too antsy, just pulls that out. It's like, here you go, just throws that at them. Oh god, if with that in mind, I could do two animals. Oh no, that one's a bit vicious though. That one is quite a bit vicious. One thing, so I was just thinking of an animal I like made up. And whether to use that one, but that one's a bit vicious. So it's like small, like a squirrel. It's like a squirrel. It has like little. It has like membrane or skin connecting its arms and legs, so they can like glide. But the real kicker with the animal is the freaking sword-like bone talons that come out of its elbows. And its razor-sharp claws, which it uses to tear someone's mouth open, so then it can crawl inside that mouth and kill them from the inside. It cuts your mouth open like the goddamn Joker, and then crawls inside that mouth to tear you apart from the inside. Oh god, he is one mean boy. I still need to include it in the story. I haven't included it quite yet. I have a decent idea where I'm going to include it. In fact, it's coming up soon. There's just so many things here. Are you both dead? Both gone? I don't know if the big dude died, but I'm pretty sure the wolf did. Come on. Oh no. Oh no! Bad timing! Bad timing! Real bad timing! Wow! All the bad timing! Wow, okay. Yeah, so my story's going well, I think. I'm getting more and more ideas. And I've been slightly concerned with how many ideas I've had, because, like, I want to include a lot of them for the story, but at the same time, I don't want it to feel bloated. Like, I want everything that I want to include to feel natural, not like it's just forced into the story. Like, there's a section of the story where I need to make Alex, you know, the main character, essentially a ruler, if you will, the king of a place. But that, just in my mind, with how the story currently is, that feels like it would be a massive tonal shift. Because right now, Alex is just like a regular soldier, and, well, he's a lieutenant, so he is kind of high up. But the main point of the story right now is him fighting and growing stronger and facing enemies and developing as a person. It just feels like it would be such, oh crap, a massive shift if he became a ruler and had to start doing politics stuff. At the same time, I do want to include it because I feel like, well, it's already, it's going to be part of the story. But at the same time, I don't want it to feel forced in there, if you know what I mean. Because, like, Game of Thrones does well, in my opinion. At least the show, because I haven't read the books yet. I have them, but I just haven't read them. It does well because, yes, there's a lot of fighting, but it feels more political than fighting. So it's more like a political show with fighting mixed in. Whereas my story is very much a fighting show which will include politics. Well, not anytime soon, bear in mind. It will mostly just be like, it'll be way off into the future. It's not anytime soon. There's still just lots of fighting and stuff to go. The main part of the story, currently, the island part, is all about fighting, essentially, and rebellion, if you will. Well, not just rebellion, but uniting people as well. So there's less aspect on, like, kingdom. Well, there is aspect on kingdoms, but it's more so rebellion and getting people to come together to fight a big evil, if you will. But I'm gonna talk less about it because, well, spoilers. Granted, I'm actually very confident that no one will read it who are seeing this currently. And I do like talking about the story. It makes me feel better. It makes me get my ideas out there a bit more. So I do enjoy talking about it, but at the same time, I don't want to ramble on about it too much. There are other videos where I can do that. There are other videos where I have done that. Okay. Whew. One thing I did want to talk about, though, is... it is kind of a spoiler for Black Clover. I'm sorry, but I need to talk about it. So, the new chapter came out for Black Clover. I'm pretty sure there was like a month hiatus, because it's been like a month since the last one, but the next one, after the current one that just came out, is 7 days, compared to like the 20 days this one took to come out. So there was definitely like a month hiatus. But I'm very happy that a new one's coming out in 7 days. But this current one that just dropped, oh my god. Robin from One Piece has been my favourite anime woman, for years. I'm talking, oh god, 2018 is maybe when she got put on that pedestal, so 5 years minimum, I think. I think she's finally been toppled. Because Noelle, oh god, Noelle. Granted, one of the things that draws me to Robin is her maturity. Her, like, how mature she is, how strong, how understanding. Granted, Noelle doesn't really have these aspects. yes, she's very understanding, but she isn't mature in the way that Robin is. But I think she makes up for it in just being the best female in Black Clover. Like, oh god. Like, granted, I do love Vanica. She's insane, she's bloodthirsty, she is somewhat horny. I'd say quite a bit horny, actually. She's awesome. I love Mary Leona. She is basically power and fire incarnate. She's just there to burn crap and punch people, and I'm all here for it. I love it. Dorothy, I do very much enjoy. I do think Dorothy is underrated. She's adorable. I do love Charlotte, but I don't much care for her shy aspect. I feel like if that aspect not necessarily disappeared, but was dumbed down by, like, let's say it's an 11, dim it down to about a 4, and then she would rock it up like 20 points. There's no actual point system. I don't point people. I'm just a freaking, like, trying to give it a proper expression, if you will. I don't know why I said 20 points. 1 to 10 is an easy metric for most people. So, say if she dialed back her shyness from 11 to a 4, she would go from like a... oh crap. She would go from a 7 to a 9. I'm trying to think of other... Mimosa's cool, but she's too shy. She doesn't have the kind of aggression that the other women have. Granted, when Kirsch comes on the screen, she becomes scary. She hates her cousin. She becomes terrifying when Kirsch is on the screen. But besides from that, she's typically just very well-mannered, very soft-spoken, very shy. You know, the kind of aspects I don't care much for with Charlotte. So naturally, she's going to be rather low. I'm trying to think of other females. Sally is awesome. Granted, you don't see her much, especially after the end of the elf arc. Granted, you do see her a bit in the invasion, because she's like helping out. But you don't see her much. Get off of me, you... Oh, God. Yeah, so there's Sally, there's Nebra, which is Noelle's sister. She has potential, because she's like growing, but her and Solid haven't grown much since the elf arc. Oh no, they have. They have grown much, since in the invasion, when the ancient demon came to fight, we saw that Solid has been training. He's like trying to grow stronger, which is definitely growth considering royals don't really train, at least they didn't used to. But ever since he saw how powerful Noelle got, how powerful she is with Sea Dragon's Roar, he's been pushing himself more, which is amazing. It's not much, but it shows development, which is always a good thing. As far as other females are concerned, though, I can't really think of any. There's the Witch Queen, and the Witch Queen... Oh, she's so beautiful and so adorable. If she showed a little bit more... See, she has the opposite problem of what Mimosa and Charlotte have. She is too cold. Granted, I do like the cold maturity, which is what freaking attracted me to Robin, but Robin is also very sweet and very gentle, and you see nothing like that within the Queen. She gets like one scene of being nice to Vanessa. Can't believe I forgot Vanessa. She gets one scene of being nice to Vanessa, and that's about it. So if she was a bit more gentler, a bit more kinder, if you will, or sweeter, she would definitely go up. Speaking of Vanessa, I can't believe I forgot Vanessa. I am so sorry, Vanessa. I don't know, I've never been that attracted to Vanessa, to be honest. She's adorable, sure. She's hot, but I get much more big sister vibes from her. So there's not really, like, anything there. Along with that, Charmy, I get similar vibes, especially when she's in, like, her full-grown form. When she's in, like, her chibi form, I feel like you can't really judge that form, since she just looks like a plushie. You just want to pet her head and protect her. You can't really judge that form. But when she's, like, going full out, she's adorable. Possibly even more adorable. She gets, like, a 8. No, not an 8. Not an 8. A 6. The reason you bump her down to 6 is because no matter what, she pretty much will care about food more than you unless you save her food. So no matter what, you're pretty much always fighting against food. Granted, you know she will always cook you something delicious. But still, I feel like it's going to be a contest. Plus, I need to see more of Charmy. She just... she doesn't give off the sweet vibes, if you will, like some of the others do. Some people make up for it, like Marileona and Vanica have just insanity that makes up for the lack of sweetness. Well, granted, Vanica's kind of a harsh judge, because she arguably is very sweet. The problem is, the people she's sweet to, she wants to kill and maim and torture. And, like, curse. She loves seeing people covered in blood. So Vanica is a very special case. Come on. Oh, crap. Ow. Didn't think you'd reach me. You little... Anyway, I got onto this whole rant because of Noelle overtaking... Noelle overtaking Robin. So the reason she's overtaking Robin is because while she doesn't have the same maturity that Robin does, while she doesn't have that kind of support backing her as Robin does, what she does have is badass. And I mean that fully. She is one of the most badass people I've ever seen. Okay, I've come to adore this woman. Now granted, it's not to say Robin is not badass. She is. She has very good moments. She's very awesome. And she knows she's awesome. She's also very intelligent, which helps. But if it was a contest of hype moments, Noelle takes that every single day. Literally every day. Like the moment she just had in the manga, I think it's my favourite moment from her. I love it. I love it so much. Oh god, it's so beautiful. If you've seen the anime or read the manga, you will probably know about Noelle's transformations being some of the best transformations in all of anime. Her Valkyrie armor, which I've stated I would prefer if it was called Valkyrie dress, just because like armor and dress, they don't work well together, which is what would make it like really like out there and fun. I'd prefer if it was called Valkyrie dress rather than Valkyrie armor, but pushing away from that, she got a new one, and I love this new one because it combines everything I love. It is the jaw-dropping just fluidity of her normal design, pumped to 11 because it includes a dragon design. Okay, she gets Valkyrie dragon armor. Okay, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I've never seen anything more beautiful. That's probably a lie, but I'm very hyped and in the moment. And I hate this dude. But oh god, it's... it looks so good. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Noelle's normal armor. It's cool. Her mermaid armor, I know this might surprise people, but I honestly could do without it. I don't particularly mind if we just dropped it. Because it's fine, but it doesn't have the same weight as other armor does. It accentuates a few parts of her, but I don't feel like that was needed. I feel like she's fine with just like a power-up. Like, say if you wanted to just go with her normal armor, it also feels like the Valkyrie, like the whole mermaid tail is very bulky, which is weird. Like, it looks very, very bulky. That being said, I love her, like, she transforms, like, her water drill, into, like, a full-on lance. Which looks awesome. Like, it's thinner, it looks more precise, more agile. I do love that aspect of it. So, it's not that I particularly dislike her mermaid dress. I do think it looks good. I just don't think it looks as good as Valkyrie Armor or Valkyrie Armor Saint Stage. And Valkyrie Armor Dragon Form blows all of them out of the water. It is... oh god, it's gorgeous. Like, if you've seen her normal armor, think of her normal Valkyrie armor, but make it dragon-like. You got the scales, rather than just like this flowing lance. It looks like a lance made of dragon scales, with like little spikes coming off of it. She gets like horns, dragon horns. It's beautiful. It's everything I want. And oh god, it's what her showing up to save her brother, Solid. It made me fall in love with the woman all over again. I adore this woman. Now, I am a bit concerned for Noelle. I'm not concerned about the chapter or anything. I don't mind. She gets this whole new form because of this she gets a whole new form because of this sea beast that's never really been mentioned before. I think some people will probably have a problem with it. I don't care. I don't care at all. Listen, is it a substitute for Undine so that she can have a Saint Stage-like armor? Maybe. Do I care? Hell no! The armor looks beautiful. It matches her well. It, like, makes sense, kind of. Her having a dragon-like armor. It, like, kind of makes sense. Oh, crap. So I don't care if it came out of nowhere. I don't care if we've never heard of this Leviathan thing that's like a protector of the water before. A protector of the sea. It doesn't matter. Because it looks beautiful. But I am worried people are going to complain about it that came out of nowhere. But to those people I said... to those people I would say... it's been a year. And like, well, a year and a half since the last fight. What do you think she's been doing all this time? Like, even if they didn't give her this power-up, she could have just been training the whole time and could have reached a similar power. Like, what does it matter? It's been a year and a half. She could have reached this point no matter what. So, there's no... I'm hoping people don't complain about it, but I know how people are. They're mean and vicious, and they want to hurt Noelle. And I won't let them. Yeah, so with a year and a half, she definitely could have gone to the stage this dragon form puts her at, without even the dragon form needed. So I have no problem with it. Okay. Slow progress. Yeah, so like she turns up to save her brother. And it's just a lot of feels because Solid has been pushing himself a lot to get stronger, but he doesn't feel adequate enough because, well, they can't fight the person in front of him. I'm not going to say who the person in front of him is. That is... Noelle getting a new form, kind of expected. She's had like 2 transformations in the anime, 3 in the manga, well, 4 now, I suppose. So, a main character getting a new form, not surprising. The enemy they're facing is a surprise, so I'm not going to reveal who said enemy is. If you know, then you know, of course. But I'm not going to reveal it because that's just a massive spoiler. And it just... The chapter was so good for so many reasons because of, like, it showed the freaking Silva siblings and why just all the work they've been putting in, not just Solid, but they've all been there. They're all trying to do better. And it shows that despite how strong Noelle's gotten, and despite the fact she no longer has Undine and is worried that she can't get stronger, she doesn't mind. Like, she knows that without Undine, she doesn't have access to Saint Sage anymore. And, like, there's a panel where she's, like, worried. It shows that she's worried that she can't get any stronger now. Because she's already trained so much and she's pushed herself so much. And she's worried that without Undine, she just can't get there anymore. But then there's just a panel of her thinking of Asta. And she's like, I can't give up yet. And it doesn't help that she thinks Asta's dead. Or she did. And that's why she was depressed, because, like, she couldn't handle it. Because, like, she was thinking, I've already pushed myself so much, and yet I couldn't do anything to help Asta. Then she resolves herself, like, Asta's not dead, I know he's not dead, and I'm going to keep pushing forward. I'm not going to give up. And it's why I love her. And it's why I love her and Asta. Because they're perfect. He is such a good influence on her. And resoundingly, her development isn't solely reliant on Asta. He is motivation, but he is not the reason she's developing herself. Her family, she wanted to get better than her family. She's done that. She's shown that she is not the person who they think she is. That didn't have... Yes, he helped push her towards it, but that was her accomplishment, and it was her goal to push towards, and she did it. Plus, for as much as he motivates her, none of her actual power-ups have been related to him. She's pushed and earned all of her power. Everything she's worked towards, this is essentially the payoff. All the work she put in to try to get stronger, all the years of training. Because I think that's something a lot of people don't really reflect on with her, is that before the Black Balls thing, she was still training, even as like a young girl. She was training to control her magic, and it seemingly bore no fruit because she couldn't control it even when she got into the Black Balls. But she finally gets payoff for all of her hard work in the story. We see that when she unlocks Sea Dragon Roar, when she unlocks Sea Dragon's Cradle, when she unlocks Valkyrie Armor. And oh god, Valkyrie Armor. I love Valkyrie Armor so much. Like, just thinking about it now, where she unlocks it is just... It's about as significant as why she unlocks it and how she unlocks it. She unlocks it because she's in her family home, where her mother was. Valkyrie Armor is her mother's spell, and Noelle takes it for herself, because she's overcoming her family. They've freaking ridiculed her for all the work she's had to put in, and yet she turned up to save them, to help them. And she takes her mother's spell to show them she's still a member of this family, even though they've hated her for so long, and even though they ostracize her, at least Solid and Nebra have. And I love it so much. I love Black Clover so much. And it's why I love Valkyrie Armor so much. It's one of my favourite transformations ever. Not just the design of it, because the design is sleek, it's impressive, it's freaking practical, freaking gliding on mana like it's water. I love that aspect of it. It's all just so beautiful and so amazing. And it is like just pure inspiration.
Be forewarned, eager Ash. Should this world wither and rot, even then would Ariandel remain our home. Leave us be, Ashen One. Thou art the Lord of Londor, and have thine own subjects to guide.
No. I'm gonna head down there and do what I gotta do. Sorry. I will end things there. Sorry this was a Noelle rant. In fact, I'm not sorry. She deserves more attention. Give Noelle more attention. She's awesome. That's why she's toppled over frickin' Robin for me as like favourite female character in all of anime. So I will leave things there. If you enjoyed, if you don't mind, like, share, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. I'll see you all later and goodbye.